U.S. President Donald Trump scored a major legal victory after a federal judge cleared the way for his administration to move forward with ending temporary protected status, or TPS, for Somali nationals living in the United States. U.S. District Judge Alison Burroughs lifted a stay that had temporarily blocked the termination, allowing the Department of Homeland Security to proceed. The decision could put thousands of Somali nationals at risk of losing their temporary protections if they do not have another lawful basis to remain in the United States. The Trump administration announced in January that it wanted to end Somalia's TPS designation, arguing that conditions in the country had improved enough for the humanitarian protection to be terminated. The plaintiffs argued that the administration's decision was motivated by racial and national origin discrimination, citing Trump's previous comments about Somalis.
These are people that have been not successful. They're people that have been, in many cases, failures. They come from other failed countries, and they come here and they tell us how to run our country. They come from places like, I won't mention because I don't want to get myself into a controversy, but they come from countries that are not great. They come from, let's say, as an example, Somalia. They come in and then they tell us how our Constitution, how our Declaration of Independence, how it works. It doesn't work that way, and they're not smart. They have no aptitude. They have nothing going, and they're telling us how to run our country.
Welcome. I am Dena, and you're tuned into another discussion with Dena. If you have not already, please take the time to subscribe to this channel and leave your opinion and thoughts on this topic of discussion in the comments. You can like and share this video. Somalis in the United States have submitted legal challenges and have had their TPS status extended and upheld by federal court rulings. Rulings that have impacted the timeline on when the Somalians' TPS status would be ending. This, however, has come to an end, for on Friday, August 14th, U.S. District Judge Alison Burroughs in Boston lifted a stay that had prevented the Department of Homeland Security from terminating their TPS designation.
I was bound to view things through the Mullen prism. Plaintiffs have made a convincing showing that they will suffer irreparable harm if the injunction is withheld, and the balance of hardships and the public interest also favor plaintiffs, given that the government has made no showing that maintaining TPS status for the duration of this litigation would impose an undue burden.
But despite those findings, Burroughs concluded that the Supreme Court's ruling constrained her ability to keep blocking the administration. According to figures cited by Fox News, 2,471 Somali nationals currently have TPS, while another 1,383 applications are pending. For those without another legal status, the end of TPS could ultimately expose them to deportation.
In June, the Supreme Court ruling limited the judicial review of similar administrative actions. However, this current decision allows the current administration to move forward with terminating temporary legal status for thousands of Somali nationals that are living in the United States. This allows the Trump administration to move forward with deportation for those who lack another lawful basis for remaining in the United States. Somalia was first designated for TPS in 1991. This was temporary protected status, and it was given when the government determined it to be too dangerous for migrants to return back to their home country because of national disaster or civil unrest. Somali was redesignated by the Biden administration, noting widespread and ongoing armed conflict. Now, Alison Burroughs is an appointee of President Obama and had in the past blocked the TPS from taking effect in a lawsuit brought by 4 Somali nationals and 2 advocacy groups, including African communities together. After the June ruling by the Supreme Court, Mullen versus Doe, the TPS statute barred judicial review of certain non-constitutional decisions by the administration to terminate TPS designations, and the court found the plaintiff's equal protection challenge was unlikely to succeed. This ruling effectively curtailed the lower court's ability to review Trump administration efforts to terminate TPS designations nationals of multiple countries. Many challengers argued it was motivated through and by biases against non-white immigrants. And it also mentioned that Trump referred to them as garbage and having low IQ. Burroughs stated on Friday, when she gave her ruling, that the plaintiff presented a compelling case. Despite those findings, the stay was lifted, and she concluded that the Supreme Court's decision constrained her ability to continue delaying the administration's actions. Fox News also reported that the U.S. Immigration Services stated to them that there are 2,471 Somali nationals in the United States currently that have TPS, and 1,383 that have pending TPS applications. High-end census data estimate it to be about 108,000 Somali residents. That include foreign-born or naturalized citizens or even permanent residents who do not rely on TPS. Roughly 700 nationals are estimated to live in the U.S. in Minnesota, and that is less than 1% of Minnesota's Somalian population, which again is about roughly 1,300 additional applications that remain pending TPS review. Now, this ruling also means that immigration authorities will be suspending or ending work authorization for those people and will begin notifying those employers of their status change. Will there be an immediate impact though? Considering all of the accusations of fraud and violence, is revoking TPS status from Somalis in America a good thing? Why or why not? Tell me what you think about this topic. Subscribe and leave me your comment. And I want to thank you for listening. Join me again for another discussion with Dena. Ta-ta!
This concludes your daily discussions with Dena. Join us Monday through Friday at 12:30 p.m. Like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment.